auto sequence start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, hello there. Welcome, my fellow extraordinary humans, to another installment of Canned Combo. My name is Andrew, and with me, as always, is my good friend Steven.
What's up?
All right, my friend, tell me, how excited are you for school to start? Or will you be overwhelmed with the sound of silence?
It's yet to be determined, man. I'm in a new phase in life because school's starting. So I got my last kid going to college, which means I'm an empty nester starting Wednesday. So we're a little freaking out. Like, I don't know what we're gonna do with ourselves. Like, we have no kids in the house anymore. That's weird. So I'm excited for it. I think it's a cool new chapter. I'm not sure what it's gonna look like. We could be overwhelmed with the sound of silence.
You're right. You're gonna have a lot of free time, maybe, or will you fill it up with hobbies? Or making duck
I have
calls.
I have plenty of hobbies that I could fill it with. I think we're probably going to need to figure out time that we can spend together that's productive versus just watching like Wheel of Fortune and becoming old people or something. I don't know, which is what we do now, just for the record. So
Nice. All right. Well, as is our special place in the entertainment universe, one of us brings a new, unique, or rare canned beverage to try. And while we lap up its contents, we will do our best to entertain you with our take on life's most interesting topics. Today, it's all about things people love to hate.
ooh, I love to hate stuff.
Well, then you'll
I
have
love to
fun
love
with this
stuff,
one.
too. Okay, good.
Later in the show, we'll review and rate the canned beverage and let you know if you should try it while watching a live stream of your favorite podcast.
Which you should do.
So meta.
It is. That's deep.
All right. We have we are live streaming this particular episode. If you are watching our live feed now, feel free to post in the chat. Steven's going to be checking that every once in a while. I know we got some chatter going on pre-show.
We already do. Yeah, people were waiting to get in. That's awesome.
Hi, Mom. So, yeah, just, we're going to kind of take it easy to try to watch because, we don't text and drive, same as podcasting and texting. You kind of keep your eyes on the wheel here. So we're going to do our best in that manner. If you do miss the live performance here and you're catching this on replay and you want to share your thoughts, post them in the comments because everybody knows YouTube comments. That's the place to be.
It is. That's where all the facts come from. So, yeah, post your thoughts and opinions there.
All the entertainment. All right. So are we ready to get the can?
Yeah, please.
The third member of our show?
Yes,
all right.
let's
So
move.
let's do this.
So it was you. I was going to expose you.
I know. So I choose to expose myself.
Please, there are ladies present.
Do you know what movie that is from?
So I feel like it's from Clue. Am I wrong?
You are right.
I am right.
Yes.
Love it. I love that
Excellent.
movie. We watch that movie a lot.
It
Like
is-
old school Clue. It's a great movie.
It is. It's phenomenal, and that is one of my favorite. It's a good line. Sorry. So my daughter she said, "Hey, you're going to need to play a Clue line." She gave me the line. I looked for it. I just couldn't quite find a good audio for it or pull it down myself. So that one, if you're watching,
It's a good one.
there's your Clue line.
Love it.
All right, so here is the beer I brought today. It is called Fuzz Kill. It is by Route 51 Brewing Company. And so my wife and I and the family went to visit her side of the family down in southern Illinois a couple weekends back now, and we stayed there for the weekend. It was fantastic. We had a lot of fun. And shout out to Jared, my wife's cousin, who listens all the time and was excited. He said, "Hey, have you ever heard of this place?" Or, probably not because it's down here. It's really local. And it is down in southern Illinois, and they brew their own. They have a lot of different brews, but this is one that he gave us to try. And I'm like, this is happening on the show.
Absolutely.
So Fuzz Kill, it's a peach sour ale. And this is
I like peach. The sour is going to be tough, but
And this is 1 pint. This is the pint.
how many
size
float
can.
ounces is that?
It's a pint of Florida ounces.
It's a 16 Florida ounces, right?
This is 1 pint, 16 ounce. We're really showing our brain power here.
I'm an idiot. I hate myself.
4.5 alcohol by volume. So this is down in Elkville, Illinois. So
Where's Elkville at?
Again, Southern Illinois. Okay. We were in Des Moines, which has the state fairgrounds of Illinois. It's just south of that. And it's on Route 51, apropos. So it says, Fuzz Kill is a light sour ale infused with peaches, bright and refreshing for all-day enjoyment, with a juicy peach aroma and a crisp tart finish. Enjoy. But I love this can because it has a powerhouse ninja-looking peach slicing another peach straight in half, hanging from a tree. So, and the juices from that peach are flowing into a glass.
Yeah,
so
it's a cool can. Nice work.
I'm excited. So thanks again, Jared, for donating this for this episode. All right. So let's talk about things that we love to hate. So I have a list here, and I'm curious if you want to give me a guess or...
Yeah, I do. I think people at home want to guess too.
Sure.
Okay,
So,
good.
I mean, feel free to guess. I have a list of approximately 10 or 11, just depending on how quick we go with what you guess. So, want to throw one out there? What do people... And again, to set this up, people love to hate certain things, right? And I think the number one thing on here is a gimme, and I figured this is the one you're gonna guess.
Oh my God, I have to like come up with these things.
Just
I
or
thought you were gonna give me stuff. And I was gonna be
will.
like, I love that or I hate that. But no, this is things that I think I love to hate.
So let's just
Politics. Can that be on there?
That's a good one, but this is more so less of the variety of sparking hate, let's say, but just things in life. I'll give you the first one. It's a gimme. It's in music. Who does everyone love to hate in music?
People love to hate somebody in music.
Oh yeah, when it comes on, or if people make a reference to music and they're like, "Oh, it's
like Coldplay."
Okay,
Am I
worse. Right? Who do people hate worse? People are screaming at home and probably on the live cast here.
It depends on like
Nick.
Oh, Nickelback. That's who I meant by Coldplay. Seriously, literally, that's who I meant by Coldplay is Nickelback. 100% Nickelback. Yeah, 100. Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay.
Sorry, I just for some reason
That's
swapped
okay.
them in my head.
Like Coldplay, Nickelback.
They're the same thing.
Okay.
I hate them both. Just kidding.
Do you?
They have good, decent music.
So do you?
I don't hate them.
Okay.
Either one of them.
Perfect. Okay. So Nickelback, you do not hate.
No.
Why do you think people hate them? So that
I don't know. They did something because I was going to go. If you're in the St. Louis regional area, you hate Axl Rose because he trashed a concert here, right? Like there's people that you love to hate because of a personal experience you've had with them. I don't know why people hate Nickelback. Like is there something they've done? Did they bastardize music so badly?
Well, I don't think so because this is my point here. They started in 1995.
Okay.
How many years ago was that? And they're still, I don't know if they're still making new music, but they had 9 studio albums.
Good Lord.
2 compilation albums, which I think one of those was a best of.
Okay.
44 singles, 32 music videos. They are the 11th best-selling group of all time. So people are listening,
but still
they
hating
claim
them?
to hate them. Now, do you get where I'm going with this?
I do.
This topic
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
So,
Okay.
Why do people claim to hate them? We don't know. It's just a thing.
It became a thing.
It became a thing. And
because-
all of these, I feel, became a thing.
for no reason, for no good reason. So some of them apparently do have
Well,
good reasons.
you tell me.
Okay.
Do you have any others that you might think of? I'll give you more, but if you think of them along the way,
Okay.
you let me know.
Give me an example.
I'll give you another one.
Yeah, I love it.
Clowns. People
People
love
hate clowns.
to
They have-
hate clowns.
Yeah, they have the whole nightmares thing about clowns. I don't hate clowns. I don't love clowns, but I also don't have a passionate. There's a lot of things I hate in the world. Clowns is not one, and neither is Nickelback.
Or a fear, right, of clowns.
Yeah, no.
Why do you think perhaps people hate clowns or like to hate them?
They're portrayed funny in movies, right? Like they're portrayed scary. It's putting makeup on and disguising yourself can be creepy, just in general.
Okay. And I'll give you that. So, because the origin of clowns came well before movies, internet. I mean, long ago when circuses were around, they had, clowns who had this big, bright makeup on so that people could see them, right?
Yeah.
From far away.
Right. Like stage makeup, basically. But yeah.
But it's overdone. And so in this day and age, when something like that is overdone, it makes it kind of creepy. I think John Wayne Gacy didn't help the cause of clowns.
He didn't. He didn't at all.
No. I think horror movies like It didn't help.
Not helpful.
Did not help the... and there then came, do you remember in 2016, what I would call the great clown scaring phenomenon? You remember when that happened?
No.
You don't? Okay. Rewind back a little to 2016. All of a sudden, there was cropping up on the internet, and now that we have YouTube and stuff, these clowns supposedly were walking the streets, terrorizing neighborhoods. And people would have the video footage on where on YouTube it would sprout. See that we drove up, and all of a sudden there's just this clown standing at the end of the street in the dark, doing nothing.
And at some point, some guy shot into the woods where the clown was and killed a kid. Do you remember this?
Oh, I don't. So
that was the end of that saga.
Okay.
Is they're like, hey, let's calm down with the clown thing. Because, so I don't remember where that was, but somebody's like, yeah, I saw a clown. He ran off in the woods. I shot in there. And they ended up just killing a kid, like a 13-year-old or something. And it was like,
that's terrible.
Yeah, bad news. Okay.
So that's why we're going to boo that
Sorry to bring that down a notch.
Yeah. But again, clowns, I feel like it's a kind of a cool thing to be on the I hate clowns train.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. The next one, Facebook.
Ooh, I do hate Facebook.
You do legitimately hate
and
Facebook.
I'm on it.
Everyone is. That's my point.
Yeah. So I hate it for what it is for other people. I like it for what I use it for.
Okay.
And I think that's the judgmental part of people that allows you to hate things like this is you go, I hate it how everybody else uses it. I only like it the way I want it to be used, right? Like I want to catch up with friends or I want to see what's going on in somebody's life that I don't get to see very often. I don't need your political nonsense. I don't need your vacuum, or your echo chamber of weird facts that you have made up yourself. I don't need all that crap.
When you bring it up in conversation, that's what erupts usually, but everyone is still on it.
Yeah.
People check it. How about you like the post to start with, I never post about politics, but I feel in this instance.
Anything that has a but in it is smells like crap.
So that person saying that in their post supposedly hates Facebook for that reason that you pointed out.
Yep.
But they're using it for that very reason. So again, that's one of those things I think people love to hate, but Facebook makes $1 gajillion a year for a reason.
Agree. And they're not getting smaller; they're getting bigger.
Exactly.
And
they're a metaverse now.
Yeah. Yeah. We should have a whole cast about the metaverse.
All right. Now, do you want to? If you stop me if you've thought of one.
I haven't thought of any others. I like the ones you're going down though. So
all right, here we go. Apple, the company.
Well, why don't you just let me have that one?
Go for it.
I hate them.
I know you're an Android guy.
I get crap from some of the people who are on our chat right now. If you're like literally, I get crap from people every week. They're like, "Why are you a Samsung user?" And I'm like, I dislike the company of Apple because I dislike their model. I dislike how they do business. I dislike how much they charge customers for stuff. I have all kinds of dislikes. I've dealt with them differently than some people have probably because I've been involved in the other side of it, but just dislike them in general. And I also think that once Steve Jobs died, the whole company went to crap and you don't get anything cool and new anymore.
All right.
See, I'm passionate about hating them.
I feel it.
This is the whole episode, right? Is love to hate. Apple's on my list.
Here are my top things that I thought of as to why people do not like Apple. And my mom's one of those, and I believe she's watching now. So she's not a big Apple fan. Here are some reasons I think people aren't. I'm not saying this is her, but they do everything later than Android. Like the people that have Android, they love to shove that in your face. Like, oh, we had a 100 megapixel camera 2 years ago. Right now, you getting it. Now we used to do facial recognition 5 years ago. Welcome to the party, Apple. Right. They cost 10 times more. You said that.
Agreed.
The people that love Apple like to take Apple and bash you in the head with it.
Yeah, they're
fanboy.
They're zealots, right? Like, they just, beat you to death with it.
But if you don't have Apple, then you're a dreaded green messenger. So like they're super popular.
Oh yeah, but
right?
in a text chain, you're that guy who screwed up the entire text chain.
I can't name this.
I can't get you videos. Like you can't send videos and text. You can't like nothing. Everybody hates it. They're like, who's the Samsung person on this thing that's jacking up my whole text chain?
Yeah. Hey, Green, get out. No room for you here. Only Apple users, please.
Oh man.
All right. You ready for the next one?
I am.
Who's ready for the next one? Pineapple on pizza.
Oh, that's controversial. That's a good one.
I feel like it's a train that people jump on, whether they really like it or dislike it.
So we've had this conversation at work multiple times, and it's a stupid conversation to have at work because you're like, shouldn't you be productive? But no, we weren't. We got on this, do you believe pineapple should be on pizza? And then we got on if you fold your pizza, is it a sandwich? And like all kinds of weird, like that whole, like people get really passionate about that crap. Yes, any topping is free. We live in a free country. You can put whatever you want on your pizza. Stop being angry about pineapple. Like
I agree.
Hawaii is one of our states. Embrace the Dole manufacturing of pineapple in Hawaii and put the stuff on your pizza if you want it. If you don't, put your anchovies and your gross stuff. I don't care.
Right. There are plenty of other toppings that people
out.
don't like. Right. So, I mean, why the intrepid hate for pineapple? But I will say, fun fact here for you, it did not originate in Hawaii. The pizza was actually created, this type of pizza was created in Canada. So our friends to the north, in 1962 by a Greek immigrant called Sam Panapalapos.
That is a made up word.
That's his name.
Not his name.
And at the time, during the early 60s, apparently there was a fascination with Hawaii and stuff that was Hawaiian. So he decided, hey, I'm going to try to put pizza on the menu and I'm going to spice it up a little bit. Put a little pineapple, put a little ham. Let's see how it goes. And he started what is now the Great Debate.
Who knew? There you go.
The only reason I could find that people seem to, because I looked up a couple of these, I just typed in, why do people hate pineapple on pizza? The only logical one I could come up with, pineapple and tomato sauce are both acidic, in nature. So if you ate it, it could cause you heartburn. But it is a sweet savory mix. So maybe that you don't like that sweet savory together.
It's nonsense.
I don't know. Or you're just a purist, because that's the other thing. On some of these, I feel like people just like to be purists, which is actually going to lead me directly into the next one. Coffee that isn't black or isn't $10.
Coffee that isn't black. So
People
basically
hate on. Like, how many people do you hear that go, I drank my coffee the way it was meant to be drank? Black. Hot piping black coffee. And I'm not paying $10 at the Starbucks.
I don't hate on you for I don't hate on people for drinking Starbucks or wherever you go to, but I do think it's extraordinarily expensive to just get coffee, and then I can make the same with just some creamer and some black coffee.
Sure.
However, I have my own opinion about it. I don't hate those people. I just think it's too much money.
Right, but you've heard of people that get on that hype train.
Yep.
And you've been past a Starbucks, I'm sure, where you've seen the line.
Oh, it's ridiculous. At 2:00 in the afternoon. Why are you still drinking coffee is what I want to ask. Not why are you drinking it from Starbucks? I'm like, stop drinking coffee. It's too late in the day.
Well, some of us, I tend to drink it later in the day, but I do put almond milk in mine to cut down on the bitterness, and then a little sweetener because I like to sweeten it up a little bit. But some people are purist. For the diehard purist out there, I liken it to if you say, I only drink my coffee black and nothing else is going to do. Well, how do you drink your soda? Is it just carbonated water with no sweetener?
It should be.
Could you imagine? There's some people that do. But yeah, and Starbucks isn't going anywhere.
What LaCroix is or whatever that, look, what is that? Sparkling water.
No, they have flavors.
Yeah, but they
have like watermelon,
you can't taste
pineapple.
them. They just taste like licking a battery. You want to talk about love to hate? It's that.
Yeah, but people fawn over that.
Oh, they do. They think that's the greatest stuff ever. And I'm like, this is like putting a 9-volt on your tongue.
And apparently made like a huge resurgence with some of the hard seltzers. Like people were mixing their own type of stuff, and all of a sudden LaCroix started selling way more than they used to, which is amazing. Another one for the purists. People love to hate ketchup on a hot dog or bratwurst. Have you heard that hate?
Yeah, I think that started regionally though, right? It's like Chicago people make hot dogs brats a certain way.
Oh, yeah.
New York street vendors fix it a certain way, and that's the way you get it, right? Like you can't go and say, I want it my own cut. Shut up. That guy is, making money on selling hot dogs a very specific way, and you're getting it that way.
Yep. And I love a Chicago dog, right? Where you got the pickle spear on it.
Yeah.
And I think cucumber salt, if I'm not mistaken, is sort of the secret ingredient. Like if you put that on there,
Cucumber salt, that's a made up thing too.
yes.
You don't get
yes,
salt
but
from
it's not.
cucumbers.
I agree somehow. I believe that's
I
it.
agree somehow.
Well, I don't know how you extract salt from a cucumber.
Okay.
But I believe that is the secret ingredient to a Chicago dog.
It's the same way you extract milk from an almond.
Yes, press really hard.
Yeah.
And then add a little milk. Cow milk.
Yeah.
So here's my take on it. When I hear people go, you ketchup on a hot dog, they equate it to like you're a 5-year-old, right? Like you're a kid. Kids eat ketchup on hot dogs. That's what, my kid loves ketchup on a hot dog.
They put ranch on everything or ketchup on everything.
I'm an adult. It's mustard or nothing, right?
Yep.
I just think it's kind of interesting. It's like a bandwagon type thing to jump on. And really that's the kind of the crux of this. I don't know if we're kind of hitting on where I kind of landed on this, and it's not that I'm done because I have a few more, but I think while we go through the few more that I have, it's something to think about. The reason why people jump on these wagons is, in my opinion, people feel cool / superior, right? If they hate something that everyone likes.
So
right.
inevitably humans want to be with a group of people who are like-minded.
Right.
And sometimes even when you're not passionate about something, you're like, I could buy that. I could hate pineapples on pizza. Good. I'm in.
Right.
I'm in the group.
But the cool group, right?
Yeah.
The cool group that likes
Yeah.
to hate things.
My monkey brain.
Right.
My monkey brain says I need to be part of society, that a group of people. So
Yeah. And you don't want to be uncool around those people.
no. So you're like, I'm in.
Right. Your 3 friends go, who puts ketchup on a hot dog? And you're like,
I hate
not
Nickelback,
me.
Taylor Swift, and hot dogs with ketchup on it. I'm in.
Taylor Swift, she's on my honorable mentions, but for music, she's one people love to hate.
They do, and I don't know why, but anyway.
All right. So I'm up to number 8. Do you have it? I should stop. One of these I put on those lists specifically for you.
For me?
I did. You don't hate it, obviously, because well, I shouldn't say obviously. I'll get there. But it's something that you like that some people pretty adamantly
Yeah, people love to hate
it.
hunting. That's got to be one. Like I get a lot of people that I like at work, and they go, what do you do for hobbies? And they're like, we hug trees and camp, and we drink water straight from a stream. And I'm like, I kill animals. And they're like, oh God, are you kidding me? Like innocent animals? And I'm like, no, it's the sinful ones. I pick them out. They get really freaked out when I'm like, yeah, I hunt ducks for a living, or I like not for a living. I hunt ducks for a hobby, or geese or whatever. And they're like, I can't believe you actually kill stuff. That's horrible. And I'm like, I get how you feel that way. The same way I feel about drinking out of the stream is the best thing ever. I like killing ducks, or like I go duck hunting, and it's not even about killing ducks. It's about going hunting. Right.
It's the experience, and at the end of the day, you are partaking in what you're hunting. You're eating the duck. Which you're going to eat the same. You're going to eat meat from your local grocery store, right?
Right.
All right.
So,
do we have anybody on the stream making any suggestions? Because we are live streaming right now. Hello to those people that are watching. Love that you are.
I did steal the Taylor Swift from the stream, just so you know. So
nice.
that came from the stream, as somebody said Taylor Swift when we were talking about Nickelback. So that one's from the stream. So that's awesome.
Any other fun ones that people are shooting out there? If you have any,
so we have
post them in the chat.
Billy T's talking about hot dogs are a must with ketchup only.
Of course, there you go.
Ketchup only. I feel like that's probably a fairly standard thing. I can dig it. It's not Texas only or Southern state only, but
if I see the stuff for the hot dog laid out, like somebody has everything, I'll put little ketchup, little mustard, little relish.
Yeah,
you
take
on
your
there.
pick.
Yeah.
So here's probably the most controversial one is Troy Aikman. Do people just love to hate him?
I love who was that?
Nobody knows.
Okay,
I'm gonna leave them anonymous.
Yes. I don't know how many other people are on that train. It may be a train of one. Me, this guy,
it's you
right here.
It's you.
So yes, thank you for pointing that out. Whoever that was, Troy Aikman should go away, in my humble opinion.
But I think for that, Jack Buck's son, for the love of
Come on,
I can't do it. I can see his face.
Joe
Buck. Thank you. God,
That's all
bless
right.
it. I think people love to hate him too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like there's a
that's
lot of
good
people
one.
that just hate, and then like a lot of people from St. Louis area hate him because he went national. A lot of national people hate him because they think he favors St. Louis or something. It's a weird dynamic of like, he's a pretty likable guy. He knows his stuff. He's a smart dude.
People just people
hate
who are
somebody.
watching a sports team want the broadcaster to be rooting for their team,
Right.
And tries to be impartial, and that
you can't
drives
do-
people
yeah.
crazy. And he tries to weave a story of what's going on. So if your team's losing, he's going to weave the story of the other team doing well.
Joe.
And you're like,
come up with Joe.
he hates our team. He hates our team. All right. So let's get back to my list. If you see any other ones come up, we'll come back to it. Next up I had was McDonald's. I feel like this is an interesting one because you never really hear people go, I really could go for a burger. I'm thinking Big Mac. Now, again, like Starbucks, if you go to McDonald's or if you drive past there at certain times of the day, they now have to have the 2 drive-through lanes, right? Like they have the double, right, where it starts as 2 and then, converges into the 1 because they will have a line that's super long.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
are those all people buying Happy Meals for their kids?
So
I don't think so.
I'm going to equate. So we talk about documentaries all the time.
Yes.
McDonald's had a documentary out about their fast food causing people, like never rotting, and like it just has so many preservatives in it, right? A while back. I feel like that may have caused there is this. People used to love McDonald's. Like McDonald's was the thing for a long time.
Sure.
And then
Like when it was newer, I guess, like a long time ago.
For decades.
Right. It was
So-
right. It was the place to go for fast.
Yeah.
Convenient. You always knew what you were going to get. You could go to one in Chicago. You could go to one in
Same.
California.
Yep.
You could go to one in Florida. You order a cheeseburger and fries and a Diet Coke or a Coke, you're going to get the same thing, which was what people were was their claim to fame. And fast.
Yeah.
Super fast. But I think nowadays when you bring up McDonald's, people are like, yeah, I don't like that. That makes, it's not good. Tons of people eat it.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. So I equate that the same though is to like SeaWorld. I think everybody was on board with going, we love animals in captivity that jump and play in front of us. And then that whole blackfish thing came out. People were like, we don't really like that anymore.
Right.
We think that's bad. And now there's a bandwagon against all of that, right? Like, can you appreciate nature that's being in captivity?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so
Agree.
anyway.
All right. The next one, people that are famous for no reason.
Oh, that could be that should have been the first one I came up with. Like so I'll be honest with you, it's the Kardashian family
There
for
it
me.
goes. I feel like I knew like as soon as you say that,
Yeah.
I didn't even have to finish.
No, I knew, yeah.
Everyone was
Yep.
thinking Kardashians,
Yeah.
right? Like that's the number one. There's other people as well, but let's just use them as our guinea pigs.
Yeah. 100% I'm on board with that. Kardashians drive me crazy, and I feel like it's because they have so much money, and they don't produce a product. They are a product.
Well, now they do.
Well, they have products now,
Right.
But they didn't. I mean, they were making millions just being influencers and having a reality TV show. And
Truth.
I'm like, we're just as messed up as those people are. I don't know why I can't have a like $80 million a year contract and have a reality show. Like seriously, there should be reality shows about probably both of our families.
You're right. And I guess it started with.
I mean, I know your mom. She should be a reality show.
It started with, the Kardashian sex tape, right? I think a
Yeah.
lot of people kind of equate it to that jump started at least Kim's career, right? And then, but millions of people watched the Kardashian show.
Yeah.
It went off the air and it was like, oh, now it's ending. And almost as soon as it did, somebody else picked up a new one. Like I was
Yep.
like, oh, this show's ending. People are okay. And nope. It was just because I guess
No,
the contract ran out and now they I don't know where they're going. It's a streaming service. Maybe Hulu.
It's never going to die. They will follow those people till they die.
Forever.
And they'll make billions and billions of dollars doing it.
Millions of people follow him on social media.
Yeah.
They don't unfollow him. So, people love to hate him, but they're still following him. They buy
Agree.
their products.
Yeah.
They're now one of them's a billionaire. They're, and the rest are on their way, if not close. And I've heard people say, I don't like them, but I like their products. It's like they're trying to distance themselves, but they're like, but their makeup is really cool. Or their clothing line's really cool. You like them.
So
Own it.
I do not.
Not you.
Oh.
Saying the people.
Yes.
They
Those
claim.
people, you're on board, right? Like if you're buying it, you're on board.
Yeah. Or if you're watching it, you're watching that show.
I feel like that's
you don't watch it to hate it. Maybe
I feel like the same
people
conversation I get into with, and this, we're not going to go down this road whatsoever, but like Trump supporters, people, and they're like, I don't like him as a person, but I love his policies. And I'm like, whoa, I don't know how you justify. Like, I don't like the Kardashians, but I like their products. Okay.
This is really cool lip liner. I really,
right. This
can't
makes my
not
whole
buy
life
it.
different. Great.
All right, so I'm going to get to the next. I'm going to get to the next one that's for you personally.
Okay.
What do you like to put on your feet now and again?
Ooh, Crocs are 100% hated on. I have shirts that talk about the lifestyle of Crocs. I don't know why people hate Crocs. Is that what you were getting at?
Crocs? Yeah, I mean for sure. Yeah, we'll give you that. And
I get points for that.
Yeah, you knew it as soon as I said something you put on your feet.
Yeah.
Is what do I hear? I hear people and they're like, well, I'm a boater. Right. Or, and some people in the nursing field, I guess it's super comfortable. So they're like, well, they're waterproof. They're indestructible. I know they're ugly as sin, but
they're not made for beauty. They're made for like, they are function over anything else. Like there's no style to them. They slip on my feet easy. I can go walk around and flick them off easy. Like they're perfect.
Nice.
Perfect
and I love that you own
foot apparel.
You own it. Like I own Crocs. Yeah. I wear them. I like them.
I'll wear them with shoes. I do not care. Or with socks.
I've seen that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And but the people that really try to distance themselves because they'll own a pair. They'll go, I think they look really stupid, but I have a good reason for owning them. Is my point, right?
Yeah, agree. So just so you know, we had a listener that said Ford. And I cannot agree more. You either are Ford people or you are found on road dead people, right? Like Ford is either trash or it's your whole life, and you're going to put it on a sticker on every vehicle you have about how proud you are about being a Ford owner. Or
I think that's a divisive one. Yeah. I think some of what I'm talking about is more universal, but there's like Ford versus Chevy, so you're going to have like, that the groups kind of going together, but I totally understand that. And that it's, again, personalized to me because I tend to rag on Ford here and there.
Yeah,
but
fix or repair daily. Yeah, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
But I give them props every time I talk about Ford. I say, you know what? They make a hell of a pickup, and that's why they've sold a gajillion of them. I think this is the second time I've used gajillion. But, Ford F-150, it's the best-selling truck for how many years running? Lots. All right. And so the last one that I have on my list before we'll transition over, we'll rate the beer, talk a little bit about this Fuzz Kill. But before I do that, the one that gets me, and I think a lot of people jump on this bandwagon, is any sign of Christmas after January 1st, but before Thanksgiving.
So you have a window in which Christmas is appropriate.
It's acceptable to be in stores.
In stores, not just
or anywhere really, but like mostly I think what I feel like I hear people go is like, I went to the store and it was like October and they already have Christmas stuff out.
Right. Or it's
too early.
Or your neighbor's got a light up snowman out in March. Also inappropriate.
True. Right. I feel it's more store related.
Okay.
Where they'll go, why is Christmas stuff out already? It's barely Halloween. And we have Christmas stuff. What's going on here? Why are you forcing this on us? Do you care? Have you ever gone into a store in October and seen some Christmas stuff and gone,
no, I don't care.
I need this out of here.
I don't hate it. I don't have to go. When they move stores around in general, it ticks me off because I'm an old grumpy man or something. And they're like, oh, the whole section I would go into is now Christmas. I'm like, oh crap, where's that section at now? That's what makes me mad. But not that Christmas is there. I don't care.
Right on.
I'm not going to buy that crap until 3 days before Christmas.
If you are the purchaser, though, of Christmas ornamentation, then I think you're probably looking early. I know Hobby Lobby and places like that, which are the craft stores, they put them out in July because, all of the people that are going to be making Christmas stuff, they got to put that together. But so I just... It's funny to me when I just hear it because I don't care if I see Christmas stuff in a store. Just don't care. Pass it up. Not going to buy it. But the people that have such angst about it, they're like, no, Christmas should not be now. Just cracks me up.
Well, I don't get that wound up about it, but I know people get freaked out about that whole walking into something in October or having pumpkin spice latte too early. Right. Like it's too early for pumpkin. Then don't buy it. Like no one's forcing you to drink pumpkin spice lattes. Just wait until November.
That's a good one too.
Like people are freaked out about pumpkin spice latte. Stop it.
All right. A couple of my honorable mentions are Guy Fieri. For some reason, people love to hate him, but I don't watch enough Food Network of anything. I just always hear sort of the hate train there, but the guy just got paid like...
Yeah. I don't know why people hate him. He's a nice guy. He seems like a likable dude.
I don't know. I guess if you're into Food Network stuff, he seems like he's fun. Humidity, just in general, everyone talks about it with such...
It's just weather. And
it's like, it's really hot. Yes, but it's the humidity that's making it unbearable. I don't know. Those are just a few of mine. Last ones here.
Okay.
Anything from the live audience? Additionally,
we talked a little bit about somebody said jellies, plastic shoes, jellies in the 80s. So early risers, people hate or are passionate about going, shut up, you early riser. Like you get up at 5 a.m.
Right.
Like my alarm, I hit snooze 12 times kind of person.
Right.
Like people get real passionate about that kind of stuff is, don't talk to me until noon because I have my coffee versus the people who are up and singing with the birds at 4.
Oh, so fun.
Anyway.
Well, we're gonna rate the beer. We're gonna talk a little bit about how we like this Fuzz Kill, and then we're gonna come back and I'm gonna talk about one sort of other thing that I think people brag on or hate, have a weird opinion on, I guess, and then how it relates to this interesting story or this episode that I watched of a TV show. Okay. And then I want to get your opinion on like how distorted things are in this realm. So hopefully that's a good enough, let you know what's coming.
All right. Well, cool. Talk to me about Fuzz Kill first.
Yeah, Fuzz Kill. This is good. I'm a peach fan. So Jared actually gave me 2, and one was peach, one was sort of a strawberry ale. They have a lot, right? I went onto their website and looked at their various things, and they had really fun names for them, like this, Fuzz Kill. I'm going to go, because I like peach, it's not overwhelming, in my opinion. And it's also not a heavy beer to begin with, so it's got that lighter flavor. And I know we've talked about beers that have a nice, crisp, summery, right? So it's a more refreshing. I think peaches being a very summer fruit kind of adds to this. I don't know if maybe I'm drinking this in the winter potentially, but as a good summer beer, I'm gonna go with a 4. I really like this. If I was closer to them, or if I go back down and we visit, I think next time we go down there, we're gonna go visit the actual. They have a restaurant and stuff. Yeah. I would love to taste more of what they have.
So it is not too sour,
right?
For being a sour.
Yeah, good point.
Which I was a little worried about, because with our refined palate, that we've
very mature
over 62 or 3 episodes that we've run now, we have a super refined palate. So, but I'm a super wuss when it comes to sours.
Yeah, we've had a couple sours,
or IPAs, or a bunch of other things that I'm not refined. So I was a little worried about it. It's actually a pretty decent beer. It's not bad. I'm gonna give it a 3. It's good in summary. It does have that. It describes it nicely. It's like there's a hint of sour at the end. That's the only thing which makes it not bad. But it's also, I kind of want a hint of something sweet at the end of things, or at least like citrusy or something. That sour is like leaves on your tongue is kind of like eating a Sour Patch Kid, and like later you can still taste a little bit of sour. Anyway, so for a sour, dope. Super good.
And I think that's what you said very well. What I think I was thinking, and part of what I was saying is for a sour, because I know sour beers can run the gamut, and so the ones that are really puckering don't really. You can only have one, right? And then you feel like you have to drink something else to get that taste out of your mouth. This, I don't feel that way. That you don't have to get this taste out of your mouth. I could have another one after this, enjoy several of them on the patio, in summer, just kicking it outside, enjoying the weather when it's not 110 degrees out. All right.
So just for the record, other topics that people love to hate is we've got comments from our viewers that beer should taste like beer, not fruit.
Yes,
So,
and I feel like I know where that comes from too. So, okay.
we try a little bit of everything, though.
Exactly. All right. So let's talk about this next one. It's going to be divisive, I feel, a little bit.
Good.
And a little spicy.
Well, the people on the chat are already fired up. So, Lord, I don't know if I can keep up with it. So, good.
So here's my question to you, and you can plead the fifth if you want. Have you ever sent a text with a picture of yourself unclothed?
Are we?
What they call a nudie pic. Nudes? Sending nudes? No?
Have I ever sent a picture of myself
Yeah. Over the airwaves.
over the airwaves? I'm going to go with yes.
All right. Spicy. We'll get you
This is where
applause
we
for
got
that.
contra-
Sure, why not?
All right, great. We just lost half our listeners.
They're like, whoa, wait a minute. Don't want that image here. I feel like, now I personally have not because I'm against it necessarily, but I'm
against it.
I'm afraid. I have a legitimate fear, right? Like that a picture of that nature will get out beyond my control.
Agree. I have done it and I'm against it at the same time, if that makes you feel better.
And I think that's part of my point, right? People are against it for reasons when they're not in the mood to maybe send one, right? They're part of their brain goes,
Yeah.
this isn't probably a good idea. I send this and it's gone into the universe. I can't control it. I actually just watched a documentary, and I'll just say that it was really good. It's called The Most Hated Man on the Internet.
Okay.
I think it's on Hulu. Watch that. Has a lot of this kind of going on. That's not the show I'm going to reference, but I want to kind of dovetail into a show that I did watch. Have you heard of the show Catfish?
Yes.
Awesome.
have.
All right. You're not so old that you haven't heard of this newfangled show on MTV. You know, MTV's been around a long time. We were young when it was on. They play shows now. One of those is Catfish. For those that are unfamiliar, it's a reality-based series on MTV again, where people who have met others online but suspect the person that they have been talking with are not who they say they are. They write into the show. They get the two main people that run it. Used to be Max and Neve. Now it's Neve and female. I haven't seen the newer ones because they're not streaming, I don't think. And then the host help them track down said person and find out, are they really who they say they are? Okay?
Okay.
So you're with me so far?
I am.
All right. There's a particular episode. I want to get your kind of thoughts on this as we go through it.
Oh, God.
So the main catfish in this one, it's, by the way, if you're out there and you want to see it, Hulu streams Catfish. It's season 5, episode 13. It's called Lucas and Many. And Lucas is your villain.
Okay.
Okay. Now, here's the crux of the situation. These females have been talking to Lucas online. They've never seen him in person. On Tinder is where they've met. Okay.
Okay.
On Tinder, his pictures are of this very good-looking dude, right?
Okay.
Very handsome man, right? He takes a while. He chats with them over Tinder. They have a relationship that blooms, right?
Sure.
And
as many relationships do.
yes,
Long-term things on Tinder.
And there comes a point in the relationship where it gets a little bit more freaky, let's say. A little bit, you've passed just the hellos and into the romance department, if you want to call it romance. And it's like, hey, why don't you send me a sexy pic? Right? Now, it's only been, keeping in mind, Lucas doesn't really send a sexy pic other than the pics that are on his profile without a shirt. But then these young ladies
Send pics.
send pics and videos. Oh. Yes. Right. To him. And they continue with this relationship, right? Like it's just part of this ongoing internet relationship. Right. So they get the call. Hey, I want to see if Lucas is for real. They find out that there's 2 or 3 other people that have written into the show
About the same
about
dude?
the same guy. Now, here's what's fascinating. This guy lives less than 3 miles from us. That was one of the really crazy parts of the show was when they came, they're like, we're going to his town. Well, they come to our town, and they're driving past things that are just down the street from us. Like there's a QT by my wife's old shop.
Oh yeah.
Right past that. Like they're going, I'm like, whoa, man, they are right on top of us. I mean,
holy crap.
You and I live like 3 miles away, right?
Next to Lucas.
Right. And Lucas is somewhere between us. So they track him down. They come to our neck of the woods, unbeknownst to us. And they bring 2 or 3 of these young ladies, and then he comes out and he's not the person in the picture. Shocking, right?
So what's he doing with the pictures and videos? Please, does he
keeps them?
Oh,
he doesn't. He's not even sharing them.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell me he's like putting them out on OnlyFans or
not doing
nonsense.
any of that.
Okay.
None of them have shown up in any other place.
He's
just strictly doing this for his own bemusement.
Young guy, old guy,
early 20s. And I'll also
homely as all get out.
Not the Lucas in the pictures. That is the very handsome, chiseled,
gotcha,
6-pack abs.
Okay.
So, what do you think happens? What's your thoughts on that first? I'm curious.
I think this is so. There's a whole God to unpack this is ridiculous, but because what's going on in my head is there's a whole lot of things as a parent.
Yeah, we have daughters.
Yep, and we've had these conversations and been through some scenarios that have been pretty painful around people can do things with pictures that even if you don't like, if you post things with you in a bikini, they can edit that bikini off and then post that and it looks legit.
Yeah,
like those kind of things happen a lot. Software is really, really refined at that point, like Photoshops and that kind of stuff. You can edit pictures and there can be pictures of you that you can't figure out how to get off the site. I mean, like it's almost impossible without suing and tracking down IPs, and some of them aren't even in the US, and just all kinds of badness.
True.
So,
but let's put that into.
I'm just going to say
that's illegal, by the way.
Agree, but I also think anytime you post pictures of yourself in any sort of context that people are going to find sexually attractive, they can take advantage of it. So you have to be super careful with posting pictures to people that can see it that you don't know. Whether some people post those to people they trust and they shouldn't because they haven't met them in person, which I think is where we're at now on this. And you go,
that's definitely part of it.
You've never met this person. You've had a chat conversation. You don't know who they are. You don't know their background. Why are you sending them stuff? That's ridiculous. Don't send them stuff.
Right, because the first thing I do when I see these, and I think you probably do the same, is I bring my daughters into the room and I go, hey, here, you need to watch this and see what happens when these things happen, because look at how it got away. Here's, But let me just take for a second and go, totally understand what you're saying. If you take pictures and then you exploit those pictures publicly, that now I think in most states is illegal. Like
it is.
Revenge porn,
all that kind of stuff, and
exploiting people. But so let's take illegal out of it, because from all intents and purposes,
he's not done anything.
He's illegal. Not done anything illegal.
Yeah, he's just unethical and immoral.
Yes.
So,
unethical, definitely. Most people would say probably immoral. Depending on your belief system.
You're lying about who you are to manipulate somebody else. In my opinion, I don't care what your morals are. That's immoral.
Agreed.
So so
what he did was skeezy.
Oh yeah.
And I don't even know if that's a word.
It should be it should
skeevy
be.
Plus something else.
Sleazy
equals squeeze.
What? Skeezy.
Skeezy. There you go. I got to write that one down. I'm going to use that one again. Skeezy.
My God. Anyway, so my initial thought is that it's a good lesson in our new day and age of social medias and all that kind of crap. Kids are more prone to have interactions and have whole relationships without ever meeting somebody in person, and it allows them to have this kind of autonomy and freedom and almost be anonymous until you send them a picture of something that you can't get back from them. Like that is, you have a digital footprint that you can't remove. That's scary. And that can go bad so fast. Agreed.
And you started going there partially because where I wanted to go with it is when they brought him out, they portrayed him as the only villain or the only person to blame, basically.
Yeah,
he was the villain. He came out. They were like, you're immoral, you're a liar, you're a manipulator.
All he did was ask and showed persistence.
Right.
Everybody has the option to say no, and that's the learning piece is do not do that. Your job is to say no. Do not send pictures.
Yeah, and and that's my point is they were all over him, and not one of those girls took any blame,
Took any responsibility.
took none, zero. They were like, "We sent you that picture thinking you were a different person." Okay, but that first part of that sentence was, "I sent you a picture," right, like, or a video.
I voluntarily. It's not like you took pictures in my window.
Right, exactly.
I voluntarily sent you something.
Again, we're not condoning what he did, or I'm not, and it sounds like you're on much the same page as me. But what I was just floored by was the fact that there was no accountability on the person who went to Tinder looking for a good time, saw a picture of a person that they were like, whoa, that guy is hot.
I want to hook up with that guy.
All they were thinking about in terms of it's that guy. No way is this a fake, maybe, right? And I'm going to get so involved that I send these, and it's not on me. Like there's no part, it's all you.
Yeah.
You're the person.
There's no personal accountability there.
Yeah.
So are we loving to hate somebody on this one?
Well, yeah, you're loving to, like, I guess
I like
the
to
thing
hate.
was,
What was the guy's name? Logan? No,
Lucas.
Lucas.
Yeah.
I love to hate that guy, but having daughters, there's personal accountability there. That's a lesson. Like, I hate that those people don't have that lesson.
Okay. I agree. I'm like, I mean, I think that's how we've tried to raise our kids, right? Is going, I mean, from a young age, I don't know about you, but I mean, it was probably, you're like, hey, by the way, don't take pictures of yourself in any form or fashion and send them to people you don't know, even if you're clothed. Because like you said, you can take a picture in a swimsuit and the next thing you know, it's bad, right?
Yeah.
Like somebody can manipulate that.
I have two beautiful young
sucks.
ladies.
It really sucks.
Yeah. I have two beautiful young ladies as daughters, and they like, oh, look, we're out at the lake. I'm like, oh no, God, please don't post that. Like,
Yeah.
it hurts.
And it stinks, right? Like in a perfect world, you wouldn't have to worry about those kind of things. Unfortunately, we don't live in that world.
No.
But
Because the aliens.
to your point, what I hate is not taking any personal accountability. That's what was driving me nuts, is going, I get that this guy is squeezy.
No, skeezy.
Skeezy. That's right. Skeezy.
Skeezy.
I don't want him around my daughters. I don't want him doing this. Oh, by the way, he did it to apparently, they tried to figure it out. It was upwards of 400 people he had done this to. They actually grabbed his phone. He allowed it to happen, but they're like, "Can we have your phone?" And then they kind of grabbed it from him, started looking through, saw that.
He has a library of pictures. And
he has
videos.
these things. Now, here's the question: so they start like deleting this off his phone. Now he did let it happen. Now I'm curious if he would have said no. Like hey, that's my phone. I have
Destruction
a
of
password.
property.
That's right. Now, who then becomes sort of the bad guy, right? Like if he goes, "Hey, once you sent those to me," now this is going to be a weird question, right? Because I think we both say we don't want those to have been sent necessarily to him, but are those then like his property?
I don't know. It's weird.
Right.
So
it's a weird thing. Like you're like, because you're the woman, right? And you go, hey, I don't want you to have that anymore. I know I sent it under a different premise, so I need you to get rid of that.
Yeah. So as long as age of consent is not the thing, grown adults consenting to do something and then retracting back afterwards when they know how it's being used or they feel like they've been betrayed, that's a struggle bus for me. I'm like, you sent it. They own it. It's on their phone.
Isn't that crazy to think about?
You put that in the world.
Yeah.
And you have to understand the consequences of putting that in the world. It could get out. I mean, we see people at work who go accidentally reply all and say something stupid or something on an email chain or whatever. And you go, that's out in the world, dude. Like you can't retract it once it's been sent. That's how the digital world is. It's just, you've sent something. It lives somewhere.
It's
it lives on a
there,
Snapchat server. It lives in a somebody's Twitter account or somebody's Tinder account or wherever it is, wherever you send instant message, wherever, it now lives somewhere forever. You can't get it back. No takesies, backsies.
Which leads you to the moral of the story is if you don't want someone to have something, don't ever send it. Right? I mean, it's just you're playing the lottery. It's a gamble. And it's unfortunate. Again, in a perfect world, everybody treating each other like we would want to be treated. Yeah. That's not an issue necessarily. But this isn't a perfect world, and there's a lot of Squeezy.
Skeezy. For the love of all things
I think it's
holy.
because I put a QU. That needs to be an SK. Yes.
SKEEZZY is how I spelled it in the chat.
Skeezy. There we go.
SKEEZZY.
I make up a word and I can't even use it correctly.
That's kind of sad.
I know. Well, now it's going to be burned in my brain. Skeezy. Got it.
Skeezy.
I love it. All right. Yeah. I mean, any other final thoughts on the catfish episode and
No,
that guy and sending nudes?
I hate that. In that I think if you're with trusted people, you feel trusted to do certain things. I think people trust online relationships way too much and then don't understand the consequences of it. It's just the nature of where we've come. Part of it's COVID's even made it worse, right? Is we just naturally don't see people for 2 years and we're like, this is the only way we interact. And that's just kind of humans. But
that's the crazy thing about this show too. Number one, it's been on for like 10 years, right?
Right.
It's like,
yeah, it's been around forever.
and so the other part is the people that are on there, they will talk to people. It'll be like, oh, I've been talking to him for 5 years,
You're like,
6 years, never seen him.
do you not want
We're in love.
Do you not want a different type of like it's not hard to buy a plane ticket.
We're going to get married. Oh, have you ever videoed? Nope. They say their camera's broken for 5 years.
5 years. You know how much a webcam costs? It's like $17.
Right. Because obviously, right. And every time they're like, if you have never seen them and they won't, and they say that it's catfish. It's a done deal. Why are you going on this long? Could you imagine I couldn't imagine going on more than a month.
No.
And now, I talk to like at work and stuff. We have some younger people and they'll talk about, some of the scene of dating. And, I know people who have said they do background checks. They go on and you like, it's a pay service. You can go on the internet and like do, I guess like renters, people that rent stuff do that, a lot of that. I think that's probably the way to go is, in this day and age, if you've met someone on the internet, you really don't know who they are. It's not like you met them in your neighborhood or you met them at the church or the grocery store or something. Background check.
Yeah.
Right. See if they've got some haunted things in their past.
I miss the good old days.
See if they're on an episode of Catfish. Because if it's Lucas, that poor guy, he probably had to change his name.
Yeah, he's moved. He doesn't live here anymore.
He's gonzo.
So I got nothing else. I'm glad we learned a new word. Skeezy. Digging it.
That's what we do. We make up words.
Yeah. So hope you enjoyed the episode. If you listen to it live, we love it and appreciate it. And all the chats have been fun. So just for the
anything to call out here?
Oh my God. Like I can't keep up with it. We're gonna have to come up with some better way for me to keep up with this because it's entertaining. Wait until you read them afterwards. It's super entertaining. All kind like there's some stuff that I couldn't stop laughing about, and then they were making fun of me laughing about what was going on in the chat, and I'm like, oh God, I can't keep it together. Anyway, so I appreciate you guys hanging out with us in the chat and watching live. This has been a fun first episode.
Well, that's all we got. If you're ever down in Southern Illinois, go get yourself some Fuzz Kill. It was really good. Again, thanks, Jared. Thanks for watching. If you watch us on the live cast, subscribe and hit the little notifications thing. It'll let you know when we come on live. We also I try to post it out there for the first one. So it sounds like we got some people watching, which is great. Love to hear it. That's been very fun. So come in, join us again sometime.
Absolutely.
Thanks, you.
Skeezy.
I think we can all say we hate that the show is over, but in this case, it makes sense. So yeah, we really do have to go. So ta-ta.